Hey, what is up everyone, Kilryan here bringing another video, and this time it's going to be a gold making guide that you can consistently do and actually make a decent bit of gold, and if you're lucky, make a lot of gold. What I mean by this is soloing or doing Brightstone Ruins. Brightstone Ruins is one of the blue dungeons that you find at max level for level 45 that with the new soul shield sets, like as long as you have at least some of the Bloodshade Harbor ones, as well as maybe you got a true profane weapon or something like that, this is consistent gold you can make. Or even if you want, even if it's just you and another person, you can easily duo it and end up making some decent money. Most of the money comes from the Moonwater tier from this dungeon, which if you're splitting it, you're making roughly 56 silver or 56 silver a piece, if not more. I would say these are subject to go up in price at some point in the future. And then also, this is the dungeon that drops the Moonwater Plains Mary Potter recipe, which goes for around 30 gold if you end up getting lucky. So I'm going to be soloing this dungeon. And I'll typically fast forward through the trash mobs and then kind of talk my way through each of the bosses that you go about fighting. But for the most part, the dungeon is fairly easy. In my opinion, the last boss is the easiest because they have the most telegraphs, while these are a little bit more quick to have to deal with. Now, with these ads, you want to prioritize killing ads first, unless the boss is very, very low. So we're going to engage the NPC. The boss is just going for standard, basically standard attacks. The red stomp that he does is the main thing that you have to be concerned about on this boss, because he will combo you if he hits you with that. The build that I'm running is my spear. What's it called? The chain procking of the Searing Palm build, which I have a video and I'll post an annotation in this video, which you'll be able to see. You have red stuff. I'm actually really bad. There we go. Just making sure you avoid. With the KFM build, I do have a ton of sustain. I'm not sure how much sustain you're going to be finding in other classes. Once again, ads spawn on this boss, so I just make sure to prioritize it. Getting a decent bit of damage, QEing around the boss. With my build being a fairly AoE intensive build, I can actually kind of group just them on top of each other and not worry all too much. Make sure you look out for the little fire on the ground as well. That is something that he goes about dropping. Here we go. More ads that are spawning. They group right on top of them. Gonna E. Dodge through that. Back roll. Queuing here just to actually get a little bit more damage out. Right there, he spawns, whenever he starts getting low, he spawns one in the center and then a lot on the outside. So I backed off of the boss. To the point where he wouldn't, I let the middle one explode, and then I believe SS left clicked into him to avoid the outer blow up. The items that you drop are not too amazing. You can always dismantle the soul or both these, but it's not absolutely necessary. Alright, so now we're on to this boss. This boss is a little bit more mechanics driven, and as you can see, has a lot more ads. All the ads that you see here do need to be bursted down fairly quickly. Ranged mobs are kind of a bitch in this game in the sense that they just fucking kill you. And basically, what's it called? Kill the ranged ads, prioritize them first. He is a Force Master type mob, so you need to make sure that you're countering a lot of his ranged attacks. Otherwise, he will kill you. He spawns ice circles on the ground that you can just basically QE. It's pretty easy to see when they're going to pop. And then the ads that he spawns later are assassins. Now, assassin mobs are actually really annoying to fight against. What I try to do is I honestly try to burn the boss down as quickly as possible at that point. So what I do is, as a KFM, I can actually just go in and use my V skill to actually grip them together, and then just using my Q and E as to give me awakened status to avoid all of these skills that are popping out. I see the boss charging up attacks, so I end up using my QE once again. Making sure to dodge everything. I see the boss using his skills, making sure to counter into him. Oh, or failing to counter into him. Remember, the priority is to have the boss not hit you. Everything else, I can kind of deal with. One thing about KFM solo as well is that we have a lot of skills that we can start utilizing for sustain, especially with this build. If need be, like if I end up missing and taking a lot of damage that I shouldn't, I can always pop my DPS cooldown. And just go about using that to also give me a lot of sustain. So here are the assassin type mobs. As you can see, it's already starting to knock me down and do a lot of different things. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pop my QE and just really go hard on the boss while also trying to cleave the other NPC just for good measure. As you can see, it dropped the fucking bomb onto me. Super, super obnoxious. If they're low as well, like if you're cleaving on top of them and you see them get kind of low, just try and kill them, take them out. Fuck off, man. Alright. Popping my potion, gonna leg sweep the NPC. Just use a lot of your CC as well to try and avoid the... Just use a lot of your CC to CC both the assassin and while also killing the boss. If you're a little bit less geared, what I would say is to prioritize killing the assassins, because they're going to be the main source of you actually taking damage, because they're going to be the ones who influence the boss and force out your escapes. Oh, like right here. Okay. There we go. Once again, nothing too crazy drops from the normal NPCs, but now we can go ahead and move on to the last boss. Alright, now one thing to note about this is that with the recent patch, they made the Dragon Bloods free at the end of the dungeon, so make sure you just go ahead and grab those. It's 2 free lives, and once again, making this last boss really the easiest to deal with. Now, with Brightstone Ruins, you kill the green one first, then the blue one, then the green one, then the blue one, and then lastly, whenever you're killing the green one for the 3rd time, then what it's actually going to do is it'll spawn, or it'll unlock the blue and the green at the same time, and you just go about bursting them down. Now, the main thing that you have to worry about when fighting these is that another NPC will be spawning the Soulstone cores along the way. It's easy to handle, and you'll just kind of you'll see how I go about handling them. Usually in between their swapping phase is when I will go and I will kill a couple of the cores. This NPC always starts out with a breath. The red breath you do have to just straight up avoid, so just make sure you're going about avoiding it, because it does quite a bit of damage. Once again, all of these bosses' hits are actually fairly telegraphed, so it's a lot easier to actually go about managing outside of that one just standard hit. If he does a spin around, you want to do the double avoid. Whenever you take him down 25%, that's when he's going to start running or jumping at you. You can use dodge skills like this to give you a movement speed increase as a KFM and just continue to avoid. Otherwise, you can always SS out of them as well. Now he's going to jump back to his point, and then right here, you see how he's spawning the ad here. This is where I just go on the NPC, or I go on the orb. The boss is going to jump to me, and I can just QE on top of it. At this point, now we just go about killing it as we normally would, AoEing on top, because it doesn't deal an absolute shit ton of damage, but it can definitely add up to the point where it can be problematic. Now we see the other one spawning as well on the middle tree. So what we do, make sure you dodge the ranged attack of the blue one, because that is honestly the one that you have to worry about the most. Right here, we're trying to get enough damage out to where we can actually just go ahead and trigger the green one spawning now. And here's where we're going to swap on over to the Soulstone Core. You can also QE on top of these. As you see, he's jumping to me. I'm bad because, yeah, there's the breath. And so we're going to go ahead and head on over to the last Soulstone Core. At this point, I'm actually going to go ahead and probably pop my damage booster. The reason why is because I want to get this boss down while also taking out this Soulstone Core. Now, once you get the bosses, or once you get the blue one to 50%, it actually will stop spawning. It stops spawning Soulstones altogether. Normally, the boss would continually spawn these, so you don't really have to worry all too much. About the Soulstones after you kill in the first round, because you should have enough damage to go about avoiding everything else. So now we're going to see the blue one spawn, and here's where we just start bursting down the blue one before the actual other, won't spawn. Dodging through, dropping damage, making sure to maintain my Searing Palm stacks. That is what this build is driven from. As you can see, there is a Soulstone one that is spawned right now, but as we go about avoiding this, I'll just kill one in the meantime. But realistically, all you have to do at this point is go ahead and burst this boss down. They don't deal a lot of damage, and they can actually be beneficial for a KFM in a sense that I can use them to proc my QE very, very effectively if need be. As you can see now, they finally despawn because we get the Emerald Lord down to the 25% marker. Both of them have spawned, and now we just basically start popping everything while avoiding their red level skills, because those are what actually hurt from these bosses. Focusing the Emerald Lord because obviously we got him the lowest, queuing as he goes for the full dodge. It's a little hard to see all these little markers and everything like that. I understand that. But for the most part, once you just kind of get used to kiting around the boss and looking mainly for the red, then you can always, you shouldn't have too hard of a time. Alright, Azure Lord. Alright, I get it, buddy. I get it. Remember, you can QE while they're in midair. Just face towards the circle, or the middle of the circle. And then here's Lead Dog 1, the guy that you want to kill. And here's where you hope for the Mary Potter recipe. If you get lucky and get the Mary Potter recipe, you make a lot of money. Sadly, I did not, but I do get 2 Moonwater Tears, some Moonwater Refining Stones. Those aren't bad to have. And then, of course, if you'd like to, you can always grab these items. But this run here took me about 15 minutes. I made about a gold. I'd say, yeah, about a gold. You can always make a little bit more as well. You get things like the chest for completing it as well, which can give you the stylish gem fragment pouches, things like that. And yeah, this is a good way to make gold with either solo or duo, guaranteed money once you've finished all your dailies and things like that. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, hopefully you found it informational, hopefully you learned how to solo or duo Brightstone Ruins with this, and you should be good to go. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you all next time.